Hi, this is Flash from Handyman Answers. So, when you're first starting your business, how do you choose what your rates are going to be? This is a very common question, and I actually just received an email, actually a message on here, a comment on Handyman Answers asking the question. So, I decided let me shoot a new video about this topic. If you're starting a business, what do you go off of? How do you decide what you should start your base rate at and go from there? So I can share with you a technique, basically what I do and what I've done in the past to make sure that my rates are not only competitive, but they are reasonable and they are in line with what my competitors make, which to me is the most important. So there's typically in construction a kind of a rule of thumb that people accept the middle bid. So when you're quoting jobs, you have more of a chance of getting your bid accepted if you come in the middle. There are concerns when you come in too low that you're going to be adding prices, and obviously if you're gouging them and you're coming in too high. So the rule of thumb is to be in the middle. So this applies to your rates as well. It should. So if people are calling around and they talk to one guy and he's at, $25 an hour, and they talk to another guy and he's like $125 an hour, and you come in the middle at, say, 75, then you're in the middle and you should get the job. So it's a pretty good rule of thumb to go by. So how do you find out what your competitor rates are? So my suggestion is make phone calls. Make a bunch of phone calls. Go online. Some people have websites. Some people post their rates, and but make a call. Call around. Talk to all your competitors. You can be honest with them, or you can call them as if you are a customer and you are looking for their rates. And I'm gonna tell you, basically, I would call and as if I was looking for somebody to work on my mom's home, and I would ask them their rates, and then that would help me keep my rates in the middle. So what I did is I actually went a step further, and on my website, I had a rates page, and I listed out my competitors page. So I basically say, here they are. I'm doing the work for you. This is their name. This is their rate. This is everything. And I had it all listed out so that basically I'm saying, look, these are my rates. These are their rates. You decide. And because people are going to make calls. So I kind of just did it for them. And I would, every 6 months, call and make sure what is happening with the rates. And if they're going up, if they're going down. Now, that's another thing. Do you think it's wise to lower your rates? Okay. Lowering your rates when the economy gets, bad is, now in my opinion, lowering rates is one of the worst things you can do. I suggest freezing rates. Freezing rates, not raising them, but lowering them is really hard to recover from. You don't want, and that's the other thing is, when you first start out, you don't want to come in really, really low, because not only is it bad for the industry in a whole if somebody is doing that, but you don't come in with any kind of credibility if you're undercutting everybody else's rates. Yeah, you might get jobs, but think about it. You want to work smarter, not harder. So do you really want to get a whole bunch of jobs and have to work tons of hours to make a living at a low rate and take other people's customers because you have a lower rate? And it's not necessarily because you're better, you're more quality, you're taking customers because your rates are very low. But you're never going to recover from that. I'm telling you. You get customers based on low rates. When you go to try to raise your rates after a year or two in business, those customers are already expecting that low rate. That's why they hired you in the first place. Not because they said, oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. They hired you because they wanted cheap, okay? Keep your rates competitive. Don't gouge, and don't come in too low, okay? It's good for you. It's good for the industry. It's good for your customers. Just be fair, okay? That's all I'm suggesting. So in recap, call around, call your competitors, find out what their rates are, come in the middle, okay? $100, $25, what's in the middle, okay? Whatever. You're also looking for competitors, meaning, do they have insurance? Do you have insurance? Equal competitors. Do they have a properly structured business? Okay, because you're not dealing with, if you have insurance and you have a business license, you're running a real business, you're not going to want to be competing your rates with somebody who isn't, okay? So if you don't have insurance, get insurance. It's so inexpensive and you can charge more because you have insurance, okay? So you are going to find guys that are going to be really cheap. And if they're really cheap, it's because they're not paying for insurance. They didn't get a business license. They don't actually have a business, okay? So there you go. Keep your rates competitive. And if you're just starting out and you don't know where to start, call the people who have been doing the business. Call the people that have already been making a living and check it out, okay? This was Flash with Handyman Answers. Happy home repairs.